Hello everybody, my name is Connor and we are here with a pretty fun match. Honestly, we have Buggy versus Green-Purple Doffy. I'm honestly pretty excited about Green-Purple Doffy, especially with Birdcage. I think that Doffy has a chance to be pretty good with the bans as well as the new cards that he got with the sugar package. But we'll talk more about that as we get into it. And we are going to go ahead. Looks like we're going to keep this hand and start off with a 1 Dawn, playing down the Mr. 3 to search the top 4 for a cross skilled or almost said impel down Baroque works. I do see the promo buggy, but I do have a promo buggy in my hand, and Kabaji is pretty nice here. It gives us something to play off of the buggy, seeing as we don't have the Mihawk. That's like my tier 1 play, but Kabaji off a buggy, pretty tier 2 if you ask me. Kabaji just really good. If you have a buggy on the field, he cannot be KO'd in battle, which is great. So my opponent's gonna search with Baby 5, looking for a Don Quixote pirate. I think I butchered that name, but for some reason I cannot process it today. I am on a little bit of pain meds, but that's fine. Trying to pick up what he wants to grab with Baby 5. I'm going to end up taking something. The 5-cost Doflamingo from 09. Such a good card and a good blocker. Another reason I think that that Doffy has a chance to be pretty good is some of the blockers he got. And with our 3 Dawn, we're just going to go ahead and we are going to swing 5 into Baby 5. Am I swinging 5 into Baby 5 or lead? I think I'm swinging into lead, but we are going to go ahead and Sanji's peel off, getting 2 more cards in hand. We get the stage and the buggy, the 10-cost buggy, which with this deck list, which the link to the video of the deck list is down below. I did not make the deck list. I am a terrible deck builder. It is Omixed original buggy deck list featuring the promos. I believe he calls it Nightmare Buggy. But we are going to get a 1k out of his hand with the 5-cost or the swing at lead, and we are going to end up getting rid of Baby 5 and passing the turn. So our hand is looking really good. We have another peel off to play. We could potentially play it next turn. Seeing as he doesn't really have anything on the board, I feel like I need to lock down currently, but that could change. So trying to think about what he wants to do for Dawn. I don't really know if he has a 4 Dawn play besides potentially another sugar and sugar and another Baby 5. So he swings 5 and we're gonna take, we don't mind taking, hey, speaking of sugar, there she is. Going ahead and I grab 2 cards on accident, just putting it on top. My buddy is chill like that. Just to kind of remedy that, I will just go ahead and spend this turn using Sanji's peel off to draw 2. With the 2 Dawn left, I think I am going to drop Sage. That does help me cycle through some of my cards, which is nice. And sometimes I don't need it. Sometimes I think it's okay to just keep it in hand to discard for buggy effects, but here I thought I have so many cards in my hand, it might be nice to get some cycle going. So I'm going to discard those 2, grabbing 2 more. Looks like I discarded a 10-cost or a promo buggy, I couldn't tell. A buggy and a Mihawk there. Getting another buggy and a Mr. 5, or Mr. 1. Jesus, one of those guys, Mr. number here. But with the sugar on board now, it is going to be a little bit more difficult to play into the board, because sugar is going to be able just to rest anything I have on board really as soon as I play it, and I'm cheating out 2 bodies, so they will get the pick of what to rest, unfortunately for me. But we just got to start putting bodies down and try and find a way to deal with sugar. My opponent's going to go ahead. He does end up countering out of that 6 with the off-white event, grabbing a Baby 5, and on his turn he is going to search with Baby 5. I believe off-white only grabs a Don Quixote character, I believe. But Baby 5 can grab anything, character or event, and he does end up grabbing the 10-cost Doffy, so I do have that to expect in the future. 7 at life, and I think I have the counter, but I don't mind taking hits here. I really don't. And he's going to go ahead and pass turn. We draw into our 1 of Red Rock. And we have Buggy and we have Mihawk. We're gonna go ahead, swing the 2 into the baby 5, get that off the field, and then I think I have 7 Dawn, so there's a good chance I will just hard cast the Buggy. I don't really think I need my Dawn to do anything else. I did think about red rocking the Sugar. I won't lie to you guys. There was a moment where I was like, I want to get her gone, but we go ahead, swing 5 and get the Diamante for counter, and we are just gonna hard cast Buggy, and the Mihawk gonna go ahead and trash one. He is gonna end up arresting the Buggy, which I think actually he changed his mind, rested the Mihawk, just reminding him what Buggy does. I think that's the better play. I think it's not a bad idea to rest Buggy to try and get into it, but with nothing but Sugar on board, yeah, I'm resting Mihawk so you can hit my face is pretty good. We do end up discarding one of our Das Bones off of the Mihawk ability, and look at our fat shiny hand, dude. That hand is looking pretty good. It would be looking better if I had more Altar Das Bones, but you know, I do what I can. So yeah, we're feeling pretty good at this point. I do know during this game I do forget about my stage a lot. So I try and reset it, but like last turn I did not use my stage and it's rested. But it's one of those cards that I don't use a lot. Unlike, you know, like Blackbeard stage, Buggy stage is okay. It's alright. It would be great if it worked like Blackbeard stage, but you know, it's not a bad stage. But speaking of things that are good, there is your boy Rosinante. I love Rosinante so much. But he is finally on the board. He's going to go ahead and swing 6. We'll give him the 2k there, and with 2 resting, he'll go ahead and play down that Rosinante. Blocker, restanding 2. Dawn, I think he should technically be restanding more because of Rosinante, but I could be wrong there. So this is a little bit tricky because I know he's going to rest my blocker, and I don't want him to rest a blocker because I want to be able to protect myself. I am getting lower in life, not so much in cards in hand, but I do have a decent amount of cards in hand that are counterless. That's the word. That's the easy word. But we're gonna separate our Dawn to see what we want to do. I am thinking about the Jozu to bounce Sugar back potentially. Or maybe even the Rosinante. There's a couple of choices there, and I think one is better, but I don't think either of them is bad. But we'll go ahead, swing 5, get another Diamante. Man, he is just discarding all of the Diamantes here. So we're gonna go ahead and play down the Doflamingo, getting Mihawk arrested. This way we do have another what is it? We do have another blocker. So and it's a 3-cost blocker, so it doesn't trigger Buggy ability. So easy. It's a easy block. And I'm trying to read Rosinante, just making sure I understand how he works and what he can protect characters from. Making sure that I can play Jozu, I'm pretty sure here. And yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and tap 6. Yep, play Jozu. Jozu will bounce back my Mr. 1 and bounce back Rosinante. I think that's an alright play there, honestly. As much as I would love to, perhaps I should have swung the Mr. 3 into Sugar prior to bouncing it back. I think that probably would have been better sequencing. But yeah, did not think about that. So we are going to bottom deck 2 cards and draw 2 new ones, drawing into, I believe, a Mihawk blocker, if I saw correctly, and Kabaji. We do have a Buggy on the field, and I feel like the promo Buggy is really hard to get rid of unless you are black or red. I feel like that's the only way you can really get rid of it. I mean, I guess green could technically rest it and swing into it, but it is an 8k body, so it takes a lot of effort to get rid of Buggy for most decks, I feel. Especially now that Kingdom Come is gone, dude. Ooh, free. Even though yellow doesn't really play a ton of 4 costs, but anywho, I'm getting distracted here. My opponent is going to go ahead, swing 7 into Mihawk, and I'm going to give him the 1k and that Mr. 3. He knows we have it. and the Doflamingo coming back. Gonna minus that Dawn to play out the Doflamingo blocker. I was expecting the Rosinante to come down, but I think the Doflamingo blocker is a just as good, if not better choice, I think. Yeah, but seeing him block her up definitely does have me worried, especially because we haven't hit him for any of his life yet. And one thing I've noticed playing Buggy, at least the way I play Buggy, is I don't really hit life until endgame. I don't know if that's how you should play Buggy. If you want to know how you should play Buggy, definitely go ahead and watch Omix there. He knows how to play Buggy better than I do, but I look cuter? Question mark. Anyway, we're gonna tap 6 to drop the red rock, getting rid of Doflamingo, that big body. I don't want that anywhere on the board, and we're just gonna kind of poke pretty big, try and get him to block with blockers or use up his events there. I think that's so. We're gonna swing the big 9 there, getting the block from the Rosinante, and swinging 7, potentially gonna see a block. Or even, no, he's just going to go ahead and take his life there. Excellent for us. We get him down to 3. Get him some more cards in hand. But he has been countering out pretty aggressively. So, I'm okay with giving him cards in hand. And there's nothing I want to swing into on board. Or nothing I'm able to swing into on board. So, the plan at this point is to block and be able to cheat out 2 things next turn. Including the 10 cost Buggy. But my opponent is at 10, so it is, we gotta see what he wants to do here. We do know he has the 10 cost Buggy that he can drop, or who knows, I don't know what characters he's running in this deck list. He has updated it since the last time I played, but he is gonna swing 5, and I'm gonna go ahead and give him the block. He's gonna swing, he's thinking about swinging 6 with the Doffy. I think potentially because he doesn't have a rested character with Sugar. Yeah, he's gonna swing 6 at lead. I think he has an idea here. Realistically, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and block that. He's gonna swing Sugar at me for fun, and just so he could trigger Doffy's ability. He's gonna freeze leader, and oh, I got my freeze tokens, so he's gonna freeze leader and Jozu, passing turn, and we draw into our blocker Croc. I finally got a winner one of those, and I love it. I know you guys say that I need 10 Buggy Dawn, and I think you're right, but I am just such a Croc fanboy. I cannot help it. I had to include the one Buggy Dawn I have because Buggy deck, but you know, we all know that Croc and Mihawk are the masterminds behind the Cross Guild, but we're going to go ahead and stage ability, see if we can find a crocodile. Speaking of, there he is in all his beautiful glory. Almost bottom decking my stage, whoopsies. And we do have a, do we get rid of our Mr. 5? That would be silly. I would be sad. But I guess we don't really need it. We have 3 bodies on board. We need 1 more 5 cost body. So we technically didn't need to look for Croc, but I think I don't know. I think I wanted to. I'm going to go ahead trash Mihawk. Yeah, okay, so I actually goofed the order here. I trash Mihawk, bottom decking the, playing out Buggy first. Realistically, I should have done it the other way. And I literally remember saying to my friend, I was like, oh, if I did it the other way, I wouldn't have had to bottom deck Buggy. And he was like, yeah. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to trash a Kabaji, it looks like. Which is kind of rough, but we are going to go ahead and Croc into Mr. 2. So yeah, I could have done that first, replaced Jozu with Buggy, and then had Buggy on the board. But we draw into a 10 cost Buggy and a pudding, so there is hope for me. And yeah, a little bit of, I don't know what I was thinking there. But he is going to rest. Alright, he is going to, Sugar ability is going to proc on the Mihawk there, which is a little bit unfortunate. Perhaps I could have Buggy ability played out the other Mihawk, and then Buggy ability played out Mihawk. That would have been, I think, a better option. Yeah, literally, I just think I got so excited about getting rid of that 10 cost Doffy that I turned my brain off for a whole entire minute. So the 5k swing gonna get countered out with the pudding. The 6k swing, I'm gonna go ahead and take that one. I am getting a little low. And then, yep, another 10 cost coming down, freezing the Mihawk blocker, which is unfortunate, as well as the Jozu and leader. And we draw into a 2K. I had that 2K in there because I was like, I don't have enough of the what is his name? Mr. Bones? Or Mr. 2, oh my gosh. And this is another Impel down 2K. I need Baroque Works 2Ks, I realized the other day. I was like, holy moly, I need Baroque Works or Cross Guild 2Ks. What am I doing? So I'm probably going to replace that. But my list is, I just don't have the Impel down Mr. 2s. That's what Omixed is running, is because it's searchable. And yeah, but we end up swinging Croc, getting a life there. Gonna go ahead and trigger out I think it's called like the Don Quixote family. Event is search for a Don Quixote pirate, or the trigger on the event is search for a Don Quixote pirate. So, yeah, pretty solid overall. Getting another 10 cost, which I'm like, oh my god. And at this point, I am gonna remove Promo Buggy just to play down 10 cost Buggy, bottom decking. Could you imagine if I had played this game correctly and I had 2 10 cost Buggies? Yeah, I'd be looking pretty good. I'd be looking pretty fierce right now. But we do end up passing turn, a full board of rested characters. I do know that he could swing. I'm feeling pretty confident. If he's gonna put down another 10 cost, we are gonna be sitting pretty comfortably, I think. And yep, there is another 10 cost. Gonna go ahead and freeze those. Which one? Jozu, Buggy. Gonna go ahead and freeze Jozu, Mihawk, and Crocodile. So a little unfortunate there, but we do end up drawing into Pudding, which could potentially be used. My opponent does have a decent sized hand. I am asking him, what you got in your hand over there, buddy, old pal? Just trying to see if I could potentially go for game with what I have in hand and what I have available to me on board. Probably not, because he does have that blocker. So, but I'm going to try and get him to swing or block with the blocker, swinging 8, I believe that is really quick, 9 with, it's 9. 9 with the bones. They're my beautiful altar bones. He's going to go ahead and take that. Getting a trigger, it looks like, trying to decide if he wants to trigger it. Definitely could be an issue, but he does not go ahead and trigger it. I'm going to go ahead and stage trashing 2 and drawing 2 more. Getting another Jozu, pretty convenient. I definitely could play down Jozu over my rested Jozu potentially and bounce his Doffy, his 5 cost. I don't know what on my board I would bounce. I would think something with counter, but I think I just swing 15. Yeah, it looks like I just swing the rest on lead. Going ahead and taking that, and then we'll go ahead and swing 12, trying to get the counter out of hand, and he ends up dropping his whole hand for counter, which is really good for us because, as we see, he had the he had the blocker, yes, but I think he wanted to be able to swing with the blocker, especially because he has a 10k body. So 10, 6, and whatever else he wants to swing, I think is really... I think it was the right choice to counter out instead of block. I think this gives him a better option or better chance of going for game, seeing as all of my guys are rested. So he's going to swing, and I'm going to go ahead and take... We get a Vanilla Croc. Swinging with the 6 cost, we're going to go ahead and give him 2 2Ks and a 1K and another 1K. So we have the counter. Going ahead and taking this one, and there's the card I was just talking about. And we draw into Gravity Blade, and I think at this point I know I have the game. And my opponent is one of my best friends, so I am absolutely gonna be a stinker. And while I could just swing everything for, swing and then swing everything else, I am gonna end up, I'm thinking about it, and yeah, I'm gonna go ahead, tap 7 to Gravity Blade the 1 Doffy. And yeah, he was saying if I didn't have to discard my whole hand, like, the turn would have gone a lot differently. And I think, honestly, I really think it would have gone a lot differently. And yeah, we just end up swinging the 15 with Buggy, and he 1Ks, and he plays the birdcage down. So overall, we are able to take it. A little bit of luck there, I think. We got really lucky with a lot of our stage. Our stage really helpful that game. It gave us a lot of counter when we needed it, and gave us the buggies when we needed it. So but yeah, that is gonna be it for me, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys like this video, hit that like button down below. It helps me out more than you could ever know. Go ahead and subscribe if you are new, and I will see you guys in the next video. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day.